In the spring of 1536, a posse of European horsemen ventured north from Culiacan. Barely one generation after Columbus, they were, quite literally, the advancing edge of Spain's empire in North America. They were still becoming familiar with this region, now part of northwestern Mexico. The riders could gaze at the lush slopes of the Sierra Madre Occidental on the right. The Pacific Ocean, with its loud crashing waves, lay to the left. Straight ahead, a narrow coastal plain seemed to extend forever. On this strip of land, at once tropical and open, they could roam as far as they wished, without ever expecting to find another white person. Only Indian prey. The horsemen were busy. Rounding up human beings was unpleasant, but profitable, and they looked to an entire continent teeming with natives who could not move faster than their own legs would carry them. Even a small cavalry detachment could turn into an extremely efficient enslaving machine. And thus the posse burned villages and ran down men, women, and children. One day, 4 of the slavers caught sight of 13 Indians walking barefoot and clad in skins. In the distance, the natives must have seemed ordinary to the horsemen, except for one thing. Rather than scurrying away, the Indians headed straight toward them. A sense of unease must have spread through the Christians. But they stayed put, because the approaching Indians did not seem to harbor ill intentions. At closer range, the unexpected details began to emerge. One of the natives seemed very dark. In fact, he was black. Was he an Indian too, or an African emerging from the depths of North America? The horsemen's unease must have turned into shock when they realized that one of the others in the group was a white man. He had gone completely native. His hair hung down to his waist, and his beard reached to his chest. The man's skin was leathery and peeling. As the 2 parties approached, the slavers could hear that the haggard white man spoke perfect Spanish. They became dumbfounded. They remained looking at me for a long time, Alvar Núñez Cabeza de Vaca would later recall, so astonished that they neither talked to me nor managed to ask me anything. Cabeza de Vaca had to do the talking. He first asked to be taken to the slavers' captain. Next, he wanted to know what the Christian date was and requested to have it officially recorded. The precise date has not reached us, in spite of Cabeza de Vaca's insistence, but it must have been April 1536. After these formalities were out of the way, Cabeza de Vaca and his African companion, a resilient slave named Estebanico, began to tell their story of wandering adrift in a completely alien continent, a tale that had begun 8 years earlier with a flawed leader in search of redemption.